really talked about, and how the religion that we sort of mainly embrace, or mostly have found ourselves embracing this generation. Religion is like religious groups like the Muslim and the Christians being the dominant groups that pursue us in every corner of our life, or has pursued us over centuries to sort of build us to be what we are. I have recently learned that I have both Islamic background and I have Christianity background, but more of a Christian background because the father and mother shifted into Christianity more. The mother was more Christian, and my father was a bit mixed up with a father. He had a father who was a Muslim, or converted to Muslim. In his strong cultural background, he became more Islamic, and had a Muslim name, Musa. I knew that, but it didn't occur to me as it's recently became more clear to me. But the father that gave birth to me did not convert to Islamic. Neither was he, but he had an idea of these things because his father became a Muslim. So there was a little bit of interest probably there. But my father drifted from there and he was into Christianity. So I do have that Christian background more than Muslim. But there can also be a claim of Islamic background as well, which I don't claim any. I don't claim Christianity. I don't claim Islamic as well. What matters to me is the truth, the facts that proves that our idea of faith, what we are approaching, really has got the value that we give it. What we sort of claim really has got the value that we give it. What we define really have some matching, something that we can compare to our lives. Can we call upon our God and truly see him or her do what is necessary of him, that we require of him or her, just as it is with me walking down to a next door neighbor or somebody and asking for any human being, see him there and asking for assistance, and he giving it to me. If he doesn't give it to me, at least you know that you have made an attempt, you've been there, the person has really reacted or has not reacted. This is an idea of not seeing anybody and asking, and there isn't any request coming. But if something happened along the way, it's like the lottery, you win the lottery or something happened along the way, all you sort of want to say is that, whoa, the God that I ask has given it to me, without any evidence to prove that he gave it to you, or is it by accident, by natural causes that you have attained that thing. So we have to have some solid basis. We don't have to spend our life believing in vain things. Even in the books of the Bible, and I'm sure probably in the Quran, state that thou shalt not cause God's name in vain, without any use. And basically that's what we do in every day of life. We're calling all those groups of religious are calling on their gods in vain, and they are only making excuses, or they are only giving the benefits, or the sort of directing the sort of they're giving the credit to their gods, and making claim to attract other people of things that they don't have strong evidence whether it came out of their God or not. They don't have a strong backing of what it. I have been through that. I am from there. Every day I have my faith and believing in God, existence of God. I have the knowledge, understanding that God is there. I know God is there. There must be a God there. But the idea of knowledgeably that God is there does not guarantee. If he hadn't answered, he hasn't bring anything forth, I don't have to make up any excuses for him. He wouldn't even be pleased to see that I'm making excuses for him. You understand? Maybe he's not pleased with me, that's why he's not answering. Maybe he's not meant to answer. Maybe he has already given you the things that you need to have, but you haven't been able to find or search for what you need. That's why he's giving you the strength to make the effort to search. But I feel that it is not enough. If the things are so close enough, are surrounded me in riches that I can reach out for, if the things that I've asked that he's provided is there that I can reach out for, I would reach out for it, obviously, and he knows that. Well, he should know. So I can reach out for things that I can reach out for. Here we have my interest in Israel, or interest in, let's say, America, or interest in so many places where there are things I want to participate or be able to observe or know. But it's not easy to just jump in there. I don't have the ability to do that. And you need a financial assistance. You probably will need a lot of things to be able to do that, because the world has changed. It has moved into the state that it is now, that you can, before you move from destination to another destination, you require certain basic formalities that you have to go through. Now, who invented all these things? God has been there when the world is growing to this stage. If I believe in God, then I have to presumably think that somehow God knows the status of the situation today. He knows the nations and how they have become. He knows the formalities we go through. He knows the informalities we go through. He knows everything. So obviously, if he is making me or assured that, hey, I'm not answering because you can reach out, I know you can reach out, but this is the way, that hasn't come out, but he's thinking that, then he might be thinking that I don't know his mind, I cannot determine his mind, but it is not that easy, and I'm sure he knows it's not that easy. That's why I can reach. And even if I made attempts and he failed, that also proves that he has not opened the door for me to go through. Because if he opens the door, then if I make that attempt, it should work. So there are instances that will prove to me that he obviously is not wanting me to go there or to have the things that I want to have. Or maybe there is other reasons as well. But the answers that comes to your life gives you the definite answer that you look out for as to whether your God is real, whether the existence of God is real or not. But it is something that you can doubt. You cannot deny the idea of existence of God. You can't deny that. There are others denying it, and the denial of it is reasonable. It's acceptable to my view, because there is no answer coming. If you knock an empty door, you knock an empty house, and there is nobody coming, it shows that the house is empty. It might not necessarily be empty. Someone is there, he's not answering. Someone could be in the room and not answering. It doesn't mean it's empty. But since they did not answer, the obvious answer is that it is empty house. If you call on God and he's not answering, the obvious answer is that there is no God there. Okay, it may be that God is there, but he hasn't answered. So obvious answer is that he's not there. If he is there, he will answer. Because the definition you give him is God. Anybody who knock upon his door, he will open his door. What kind of God do you worship? That will make you have your obvious answer. The definition, define your God. And then when you define your God, and in that category, you can realize that if you knock the door, he should answer, and he hasn't answered, then you will be able to know where grounds, you stand in with your obvious answers as to whether he was inside or he wasn't inside. But obviously, with what I'm talking in terms of Quran and the Bible, if you call on Allah or you call on Jehovah and he's not answering, that means he's not there. Wherever he's gone, I don't know. You understand? He is not there. So you can believe as much as you want to believe. You can know as much as you want to know. You don't have any answer for his response. You don't have any evidence to prove that he responded. Then you have no reason to go out there and claim or sort of give credit to something which is empty, something that your effort did not really, generate as it's meant to generate. I mean, your effort did not really, resulted as it's meant to result, sort of results out, show out, or somehow the answers that is meant to come did not come out. You didn't receive any response. You didn't have any response from him and all that. So you cannot go out there and say, I did. Just because along the years, along the time, something happened, which is exactly what you requested. So you say, oh, that's God answering me. Oh, what I prayed for has happened. No, that's not what you're looking for. You have to make sure that it really came from God. It really came from Allah. It really came from Jehovah. You don't make it up. You understand? Because Allah will let you know that you do have that. He's really there. He's something that is a responsibility of any living being to prove his existence. The only fact that you have is the fact that you are living. The things that surround you are there. You can always prove that, yes, this is the reason why there is a God, because this proves the existence of God. This gives me the knowledge of God. The things that surrounds me, including myself, that tells me that there is an end of where I came from. There's also probably a beginning from where I came from. Because I